The fees for Cuddle Party range, again, depend on, the facilitator decides that, and Cuddle Party headquarters doesn't take anything. Whatever they get, Cuddle Party headquarters is a nonprofit. Whatever they do as facilitators, that's their own business structure. So those who are firm about a fee, and in New York and San Francisco, they can do that, $30. But they all have policies, like if money's a problem, they'll have ways to volunteer and help out to cover the cost. And, you know, so some people will object. In fact, I discovered Cuddle Party by Googling bonding deprivation, and up came this post, and it was a flaming post on a blog, just ripping Cuddle Party to shreds, and about the issue of who would pay for cuddling, who would pay for cuddling. And there was this, two things obvious. The person writing this had never attended one, and there was cuddleparty.com, the website link. So they led me to and I said, well, this is something I'm interested in. And I instantly read the rules, and they were 95% identical with what I wrote in '78. So everything on the website was a duplicate of what I had done back then. I said, the dream is now reborn. And here we do love offering, you know, whatever. And actually, we've had love offerings from $0 to over $60. So there are people who say, yeah, this is well worth it. So it balances out. I'd say the average that we've gotten on love offering basis is $25. And there are places where people charge $10, or they could charge whatever they want. They could give it away. We don't govern the monetary model. It's done by the facilitators with whatever their clientele is that they're helping. We just encourage that people are fair and reasonable. Oh, and every time there is a welcome circle, at the end of the welcome circle, which is before the freestyle cuddling, there's a money back opportunity for money back guarantee, and you can leave at that point. And so that guarantees if someone comes to see what a cuddle party is about and they go through the workshop part of it, if they're not happy with what it is, they can have whatever money they've given back. And
that's a requirement.
It's in the welcome circle. It must be done. So that's one reason we know we have a very high level of customer satisfaction.
Right.
Anybody wants their money back, they can have it. The money's not that important to anybody doing this. What's important is getting the needs met.
What does the money usually go to?
Well, it costs someone about $1,500 to go through facilitator training and certification training, so they get to recoup.
What is that money for?
That money pays for the trainers who do the trainings, and that's what supports Cuddle headquarters.
Okay.
And we have, you know, newsletters and just organizational things that we have to do.
Right.
I don't take a salary for what I do. I get expenses paid. So it's, you know, I'm just happy to see the dream alive.
Right.
But what, you know, we have travel expenses to go to trainings, we have to get facilities, we have to host people. We love to find people who have a living room that they want to host a cuddle party in or a training in. And that way it reduces our costs and makes it more affordable. And we do give a student discount for facilitator training. So it's all, it's money's, there are people who are having 40 people a party show up at $40 a person. 40 people, $40, that's $1,600. They could have that chunk of income. They've gone through all the training. They pay for refreshments. They sometimes pay for location. They pay for music. They pay for what we call fluff, blankets and pillows. And if they can turn it into a rewarding adventure for their time that they're giving, the cuddling is always free. The cuddling is always free because it comes from the participants.
Right.
But, you know, if you want to go dancing somewhere, someone better set up a dance hall and a band and refreshments. That takes money and overhead. So, you know, it's not unreasonable. What the money thing in cuddling is not an unreasonable thing at all. And we tell people, you know, you're entitled to compensation for your time and effort. So don't be shy about asking. But also be generous. If someone comes in and they have a need, and they want to come for free, make them work if you can. You know, help them, let them help out. But we're an inclusive operation. We're not exclusive.
It tends like a somewhat American mentality too. You can do this if you work for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you can only enjoy this if you show up.
Would those clothes work for the cuddle?
Yes, actually.
Is that a pretty common?
Yeah, but this one's just my slop around the house robe. My cuddle party pajamas are silk, and they're nice because for me they're tax deductible. The robes are another story. I don't know if you got 2 minutes.
2 minutes for the robes. I'm curious about the robes. You curious about the robes?
Yeah.
Well, I just was envious of people who live contemplative lives. You know, contemplation means
Now you look like Obi-Wan.
with time. Yeah, well, I wear this thing to the New Orleans Jazz Festival, and people say, "Hey, Obi-Wan, or Moses, or Jesus, or whatever." And the thing is, it's very wise clothing, right? Arabs wear these in the desert because shade is 12 degrees. If you got portable shade, that's 12 degrees of cooler experience. So actually it started with my friend Rich, who said, "Len, we need robes to crawl in our cave and meditate." And our friend Katie...
Literally? There was a cave? Or this is just one of those lines?
Any dark room.
Okay.
A men's retreat. So we need to get in our retreat and meditate. And our friend Katie heard this, and she made us 2 robes, gave them to us for Christmas. I wore mine to the hospital with some gifts to a nurse who was working a 24-hour shift. I put on my Birkenstocks and it was olive green. I wore my robe. The guard at the gate, the door, it's 11 o'clock at night. The guard said, he treated me with a deference I was not used to. And then the people in the waiting room treated me with a deference I was not used to. And the head nurse who came down to say it was okay to bring these gifts, she treated me with a deference with which I was not accustomed. I wasn't used to it. My friend who I brought the gifts to, she treated me like ordinary.
Right.
She wasn't fooled. But I saw Rich the next day. I said, "Rich, we got to wear these out to restaurants or the Shakespeare Theater or somewhere." And he said, "We can't do that. They're not even the same color. His is royal blue, mine was olive green." I said, "That's because we're in the Rainbow Order, ROBEF, Rainbow Order Brothers Expressing Soul." And his wife said, "What about us girls?" And I said, "Well, you're the roses, the sisters expressing soul." And then we have these belts, rope belts, cincture kind of thing. That's for the people expressing soul. So it's the ropes, the roses, and the robes. And it's brothers, sisters, and people expressing soul. And later someone said, "You can't have an order like that unless you have a rule." And I said, "Okay, the rule is claim your safe space and respect other people's safe space." So, yeah, radical enough for you?
Cuddle parties? The drums?
No, they're using drum circles.
So is that a separate thing you got going on, the drum
Separate thing, yeah. We'll get together and we got a bunch of rhythm instruments. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If people want more information, where can they find it?
Cuddleparty.com. Cuddleparty.com. And there's foundationsofacilitation.org for those interested in facilitator training.
But you didn't say you were working right now.
Gentlemen, you seem like you're pretty intelligent, all right?
Well, you don't know us very well, then.
Now you're laughing now.
Even the heart of Texas. Alabama Board of Massage Therapy. There was a sign over there that said, "Men are from Earth, women are from Earth, deal with it," which I thought was funny.
My sister sent that from Toronto.